Mischievous Kitties, Past Reflections. Days after the incident in the attic, Mocha was in a corner of owner's bedroom exploring the mysterious box of books that he had found. There were so many of them. They all had bright hardcovers with brightly colored pictures. Pictures of the same 2 or 3 characters dressed up in many colorful outfits that Mocha couldn't identify yet. Mocha opened one and his eyes widened in excitement as he saw more pictures inside. "Ooh," he mewed, as he turned the page and heard a small ripping sound. He looked and saw a small tear where his claw had gotten caught. "Oh no," he squeaked as he tried to put the paper back together, but the tear would not disappear. He let out a sad moan and his ears drooped. Cream heard him and trotted over to him. "What's wrong, Mocha?" He lifted the book up and his lower lip started to quiver. I ripped it." "Uh-oh," she exclaimed as she carefully examined the page. "How do we fix it?" "I don't know," he replied, lips still quivering. "Well, at least it didn't tear into the picture," she said, trying to comfort her friend. "I guess that's true," Mocha said, a little unsure, but his ears did perk up a little. Cream put the book on the floor and they looked at the picture together. "What is it about?" "I don't know," he replied, looking over the page. "I think the jumble of scrapes up on top tell the story, but I can't read them." "I can't either," Cream said mechanically as she carefully turned the page. "This page has bigger pictures." Mocha leaned in. "Looks like someone watching a thunderstorm." He looked up at her and they shivered in unison. Then Cream turned the page. "Now it's sunny outside and the person is playing with a dog." "But what happened between the pictures?" Cream asked. "I don't know," Mocha replied and turned the page again. Cream gave him a sour look. "Is that your only answer? I don't know." "I don't know," he replied with a mischievous grin. "Do you know anything?" she asked. "I know I don't know everything," he replied with another grin. "What kind of an answer is that?" she demanded. "It could be a very good answer," said a third voice. Startled, they both looked up quickly and saw Peaches standing over the book, a curious Mr. Fluffles peeking out from behind her. "How is that a very good answer?" Cream asked. "I said that it could be a very good answer." "Not that it was one," Peaches replied. "Yeah." "Wait," Mocha interjected. "It's okay to not have all the answers. We're all still learning, so knowing everything is not that important. But what is important is the willingness to learn," Peaches explained. "That is true," Cream said. "I guess that's why I ask so many questions. I want to learn more." "Me too," Mocha agreed. "That's why I want to find out what these stories say." "Well," Peaches started and turned back to the beginning page. "This says that during a stormy day, a young boy sits and wishes for a sunny day so he can go play with his best friend." She turned the page. "Gus, his dog. They enjoy playing fetch outside together." Mocha stared at her with wide, starstruck eyes. "That's amazing," he said, bewildered. "So, did it stop raining in this picture?" Cream asked. Peaches turned the page. "Nope. He was daydreaming of days when it was sunny and he and Gus would go play fetch." "I want to do that," Mocha said, still starstruck. "What, play fetch?" Cream asked. "No, what Peaches is doing." "What?" Peaches asked, confused. "Reading?" "Yeah, reading," Mocha said excitedly. "Will you teach me to read? Please?" "Who? Me?" Peaches asked, surprised, placing a paw on her fluffy white chest. "Who else? You're the only kitty I know that can read. Please teach me." "Oh, that's a great idea," Cream said excitedly. I can't teach you to read," Peaches stammered. Please, Mocha begged. I want to read. Peaches stiffened as her ears filled with the foggy voice of a girl. I can't wait to read. A big girl. Peaches stumbled back from Mocha, who looked at her with confused eyes. What's wrong? He asked, tilting his head to one side, his big eyes still pleading. Nothing, Peaches said quickly. I can't teach you to... I have to go. She scrambled to her feet and fled out of the room. The others could hear her frantic steps down the stairs. Where are you going? Mr. Fluffles asked as he trotted out of the bedroom. What was that about? Cream asked Mocha. I don't know, Mocha said, a little sad. Did I say something wrong? I don't know either, Cream replied. Peaches ran downstairs. She lost traction as she hit the wood floor, and her paws slid in different directions, but she still kept running. She didn't know why she was running, or what she was running from. The realization made her slow down to a trot. The door to the sunroom was partially closed, so she pushed her way through and found her favorite spot on the scratch post, looking out one of the windows. As she started to relax, she dozed off. Her sleep was interrupted by dreams, images of a family, 2 little girls laughing, a bad lightning storm, a very scared kitten, a newspaper headline that read, Family Killed in Multi-Car Crash. She woke up, breathing hard, and her eyes were wide. Mr. Fluffles was looking at her. Are you okay? He asked, concerned. She took a couple deep breaths. Yeah, I'm fine. Over the next few days, Mocha asked, or I should say begged, Peaches to teach him how to read. Peaches kept saying no, but he wouldn't listen. Then just 4 days after the conversation that started all of this, Peaches decided to confront Mocha. I can't teach you, she started. But why? Mocha asked. Because I can't, she replied. But why? Because some things are left better unknown. But why? Why are you asking so many questions? But I thought questions were a good thing, Mocha asked, confused. They are, but some things are better left. Then why learn? What? Peaches asked, confused. If some things are better left unknown, then why bother learning? Peaches' lips started to tremble. No, please don't stop learning. I just don't want you to get hurt like I did. What? How did you get hurt? Mocha asked. It's a long story. One I'd rather just forget. What is? I can try to help. How? Sometimes having someone who listens helps more than you know. Peaches took a deep breath. What was your story? Before you were adopted, do you remember your family? No, I don't remember my family, Mocha started. I was born in a shelter. My mother and siblings got sick and passed away before I could even open my eyes. I was moved to Pepper's litter, where I stayed with him for the next few weeks. As we grew and adoptions happened, all the kittens were moved to the same space. That's where we met Cream and Jewel. A month later, Cream and I were adopted, and a few weeks after that, Pepper and Jewel were added to our family. It was great, all 4 of us being together, finally in a home. So that's why you guys get along. You guys were already a family, Peaches said solemnly. A family that you and Mr. Fluffles are a part of as well, Mocha commented. Tell me, do you remember your family? Yes. I don't know where I was born, or even my mother and siblings. I grew up being taken care of by a vet. Once I was strong enough, I was adopted into a family, a wonderful family. They gave me the name Peaches. I wore a beautiful pink collar that bore that name. The two little girls, they were so sweet. One already knew how to read, and the other was just learning. Between the two of them, I learned how to read. I loved reading with them. I loved playing with the eldest girl. She had the best games. And the youngest, she would have horrible nightmares. I found that if I snuggled her, she would sleep better. I was only with them 3 short months. Some of the happiest months of my life. But one night, they went out for a drive and never came back. I was so worried, being in the house all alone for several nights. One day, some people came in, but they didn't see me. I didn't recognize them. They didn't even look for me. I knew something terrible had happened to my family, so I ran away. I looked and looked, but I couldn't find them. A terrible thunderstorm happened that same night, and as I desperately looked for shelter, I found a very wet, very scared kitten. He was so scared. It took me several days to earn his trust. I brought him food, and soon he never left my side. I don't know why I felt so compelled to take care of him. Maybe because I was so lonely from my own family. I just wanted to make sure he had someone who could be his family. Just as he began to trust me, I started the search again for my family. When taking the time to scrounge for food, I would read in the newspapers that I found. Reading was all I had left in my family, and I didn't want to lose it. But one night, I found that a headline that made my heart stop. Family killed in a multi-car crash. I didn't want to read it, but I couldn't stop. It talked about there were several cars involved in a bad crash, and the family, my family, they didn't make it. I crawled into a fallen trash can and cried for hours. The kitten was startled by my yelling, tried his best to comfort me, but I couldn't be comforted. Reading had been all I had left in my family, my last hope, and it hurt me deeply. It was the very thing that proved they were never coming back for me, that I would never find them. I cried against the kitten's back, and I couldn't move for what felt like days. I tried to go out scrounging, but I couldn't find the strength. I was getting sick, but I didn't care. Seeing the kitten getting sick did worry me, but I just still couldn't find the strength to scrounge. Soon, we were found by kind strangers who brought us to the same vet who had raised me. She took care of us and helped us get better. Then it was adoption time. The vet handed me to your owner and explained about my previous family. Owner cuddled me and I felt like I could have a family again. I was so happy I almost didn't realize I was being walked over to a carrier. I could hear the kitten crying for me. I suddenly realized that I couldn't leave him. We were family. Nothing would change that. I would not leave him. I struggled until I was put down, and I ran to the kitten. We pawed at each other, and I gave the vet and your owner pleading eyes. Then, after a few moments, they put us both in the carrier. We snuggled close, and I told him that we may finally have a family. And now here you are, Mocha said quietly. Yes, here we are, Peaches responded. Many moments passed. Mocha didn't know what to say. He wouldn't have guessed in a million years those details about Peaches' past. It did explain much of her behavior, including not only her protectiveness of Mr. Fluffles, but also her trust of the kitties and owner building so slowly. He took a deep breath and decided to break the silence. I understand how you feel about reading. I'm sorry it holds such bad memories for you. Yes, but that was in the past, Peaches said slowly. I think it would be a greater disservice to my family if I let their gifts stay only with me. Mocha perked up. You mean... Yes, I will teach you to read, Peaches said with a smile. Mocha tackled her and hugged tight. And Peaches knew that Mocha was her family. She would not let her past keep her from a happy future. Healing would still take time, but it felt like she finally took the first step.